Hello. Greetings and welcome back to our teaching series. Thank you so much for being faithful, keeping your part of the covenant agreement to support this project to go on. This is relationship and family life issues, relationship and family life advancement issues, and it's very crucial. It's very important since we all know family is the basic unit of the society. So it's important to do everything to make sure that the family goes well. Thank you so much. God bless you. I believe you have watched the part 1 of this particular topic. We're dealing with what does a woman really want? What does a woman really want? I'm saying taking a deep dive into a woman's thoughts, feelings, and desires. So I believe you have watched the part 1. This is now the part 2 of this on this topic. So please watch part 1 of it. It will be, and also I like to say, please always learn to share, make comment. It helps us to improve. All right, share the video, like it, and all of that. Of course, above all, subscribe so that anytime we drop any of this teaching series, you will be one of the first to receive it. God bless you and thank you for your faithfulness to it. Now we pray as we start. Father, thank you for helping us as we go on right now in this teaching. Possess us, possess the hearers, and we pray for inspiration and give us spirit of understanding in Jesus' name. Amen. You're welcome back, friend. Welcome back. I love you. Welcome back. All right, the part 2 of this same topic. In the part 1, so many things were dealt with. About 20 points were listed, and they were quite insightful. Now, in this part 2, I'd like to say that it's important for us as a people to know that the journey that we're embarking on, the journey of repairing homes and families, is godly. It's a worthwhile one. So let's look at my points here. Point number 1. What does a woman really want? I said it in the first part of it that I can only make an attempt. You and I can only make an attempt. We can only try out some things. If people, quality men Dr. Sigmund Freud, that we all know, the man that propounded the psychoanalytic theory, which deals with human behavior. If he said for 30 years he had tried to decipher what exactly a woman wants and he has not been successful. So you and I can only make attempt. We can only try. We can only see what we see. We can only tell the experiences we have, but we may not have absolute solution. And the basic reason is because the man was not in sound mind when the woman was created. The man was under an anesthesia. God put man to sleep, and then he brought a woman out of the man. So the man just saw a finished product, never knew the mechanisms of making the woman. So how can he understand, the woman properly? That's why I don't blame men for not understanding women. But I'm not even blaming God equally for putting man to sleep, because that's a making process. That's his making process, and he's absolute in knowledge and all of that. Now we have a woman in our hands as a man. What should we do? What should we do? What do women really want? Okay, let's look at the first part that I have here and all of that. I do know that women want to be noticed. They want to be seen. They want to be seen as the active part, the active person. They want to be seen as the attention, holder and all of that. So if in many cases you find women who, really want to take the lead, even in the home. I'm not talking in terms of administration of the home, but you're looking at who is more visible. Even when it's not the woman that is more visible, I'm going to explain the visibility I'm talking about now. Let's take, for instance, you have a man who is a medical doctor, and his wife is, one of those women there, struggling women out there. What will the woman be addressed with out there? They will say, this is a doctor's wife. This is a doctor's wife. Who is more visible now? Is a doctor. Okay, but there could be instances, perhaps you find a woman who is a nurse. She is a nurse, and the husband is just a struggling man out there. When they see the man, who would they say? They say that is the nurse's husband. That's the husband to the nurse. So who is more visible? Is the woman. But you find what we have discovered is that even if it is the man that is more visible as far as the social sphere is concerned, the woman still wants to be the most noticed. She wants to be seen. As far as she's concerned, she wants to be seen and be mentioned as the more noticeable one in the house. There's no struggle about this, but it's just the issue of who a woman is. What does she want? Even when she should be satisfied being, for instance, the analogy we use, being a doctor's wife, and she should be happy that she's a doctor's wife, but she wants to cut a niche for herself. She wants to be identified on her own. She wants social media to place her ahead of the man. And this is what, even when it is, she's just a struggling type, the more visible person, actual visible person is the husband, which is a medical doctor in that case, and all of that. She still wants to be seen. She still wants to be known. That's who they are. They want to be noticed. That's who they are. We have to give it to them. We have to understand them the way they are. Remember, we're dealing with the part 2 on this topic. What does a woman really want? Taking a deep dive into the thoughts, feelings, and then the desires of a woman. That's what we're dealing with now. Okay, let's look at point number 2 I'm considering. I've said in that point number 1 that women wants to be the one noticed. They want to be the one seen and all of that. Even though this what they do is not supposed to, or in any way, it doesn't place them ahead of their husbands or something. But they want to be the one seen. Well, that's the point. It's just what they want. All right, let's look at the point number 2 is they have this feeling. A woman has the feeling that, she's going to speak her mind. Just let me speak my mind. But they do not understand that, sometimes silence is golden. It's good to speak one's mind. It's really, really good to speak one's mind. But sometimes silence could be golden. And in the social cycles, they are seen as the ones on top. After all, they are the ones talking more and all of that. But it pays a lot for a woman to understand that, there are times to listen. As a matter of fact, I like to say that there is time enough to say something. There is time enough to say nothing, but there's no time enough to say everything. So a woman should not be seen talking all the time just because she wants to be, she wants to be heard. Woman should learn those 3 basic principles of what she will talk when she should talk, listen when she should listen, and understand when there's, the need to understand. Those 3 are crucial. There's a talking time, there's a silence time. There's a time to listen. The woman should learn to listen, but they don't in most cases want to listen because as far as they are concerned, they believe they have a right to speak their mind. No one is denying anyone the right to speak his mind. Woman will not deny you the right to speak your mind, but you should also grant the right to someone else, to be heard. Someone else to be listened to. You should listen to your spouse and all of that. It is in the course of the over-talking of a woman. In research, I found out that a woman speaks 4 times the amount of words per day, that a husband, speaks. Men are known to speak at least 8,000 words per day. 8,000 words, the range of 8,000 words per day, but women are known to speak 32,000. Can you beat that? 4 times the amount of words that a man will speak per day. But, nothing wrong about this if this is educationist, which is giving instructions and all of that, and teaching and all, and the harsh speak all of this. Nothing wrong about that. But the woman should learn to listen. She should learn to hear out, the partner. She should learn to, sometimes, be willing to listen and hear out her partner. Many times I ask the question, especially women should need to answer this. Have you ever asked yourself why God gave human beings, 1 mouth but 2 ears? I believe sincerely, I believe very, very much that one of the reasons should be that he wanted people to speak less than hear. So you can hear more, it's permitted to hear more. You should, as a matter of fact, hear more, but you should speak less. Now, when it gets to the point that a woman is reversing this order and all of that, then you can understand that you don't even know what they want. They want peace in the home, but they talk all the kind of things that will not gender good atmosphere in the home. Do they know what they want? Perhaps they do, but I don't understand. I don't know if you do. Please share with me in the comment section. What do women really want? You know, sometimes we discover that in the course of this talking, they make so much of mistakes that they have to begin to apologize after that time. But you know, I always say that no spouse has a reason to apologize for the word that was never said. No spouse has a reason to apologize for the word that was not said. So, in other words, most times and every time, it is the words that are said, and not just words that are said, wrong words that are said that one apologizes for. So, what do really women really want? Do they want to keep apologizing and they keep talking and making mistakes and want to come only to come back to apologize? Can somebody tell me what do they really want? Okay, let's look at point number three. Point number three. And I like to tell women here, sometimes they just live they want everything in life available to them on the platter of gold and all of that. They want to be celebrated. They want to be loved. They want to, yes, is the entitlement. But can I tell you as a woman that these things only happen when you live on purpose? Live on your purpose. Live on your natural giftings. The peaceful environment that you desire in your home, the peaceful atmosphere that you expect in your home actually comes. In fact, it presents itself when you live on purpose, not just existing there. Nobody's celebrated just for existing. People are celebrated for who they are, what they have done. The manifestations of their giftings. It's not just about because you are existing and all of that. It's fantasy to think you're going to have a beautiful home, you're going to have a wonderful, marriage, blissful relationship, and you are not living on purpose. Can I tell you that you shine more on purpose? That's where you excel. You excel more when you are on your purpose. It's your purpose that makes you important. It's your purpose that creates value, for you. So, woman, do you understand that in the home, in the very home or in the relationship, for those of you who are still in the budding relationship, you are still building up, I want to let you know, find your purpose. Relate with your partner on the basis of your purpose. Your family will celebrate you on the basis of your purpose. And that's what, that's what it is. All right, so men, go ahead and understand these things. I think we need to study more to know what a woman really wants. Okay, let's look at point number 4, that a woman wants occasional surpriseful gifts. Yes, she's entitled to it. Everyone's entitled. Everyone loves gifts. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter what the person owns. Everyone loves gifts. So just as the woman loves, to receive gifts and sometimes surpriseful gifts, the woman should also be told that she should be able to present gifts and even surpriseful gifts to her partner. It's not the issue of me all the time. Egocentrism is not going to hold the relationship together for too long. I mean, self-centeredness is not going to hold relationship, together for too long. This gift, they want surpriseful gifts. Even if this gift is just one kind of handwritten acknowledgement there, I love you or something, or it's just opening a card door for a woman, or maybe just promising and taking her for a vacation. So they just want this surpriseful gift. They just want it. But someone help me tell the women that the men that they are talking about, the men that expect these things from, also want, their husbands also want, their partners also want these surpriseful gifts. I mean, receiving gifts is not limited, to men being the ones to give out. Women have to understand this. When they keep receiving and asking, do they know what they want? Do they know that, that attitude may not necessarily hold, a relationship together? Do they know that? All right, let's look at. So I'm saying in point number 4, I just said that they love surpriseful gifts. Is it not what we're looking for? What do women really want? They want surpriseful gifts, but they should also be told to give surpriseful gifts, to their partners, because everyone loves gifts. It doesn't matter what. Nobody should tell me you don't use a spoon. If you don't fetch water in a cup with a cup from your house and go and pour in an ocean, because they believe that the person giving them is an ocean and they are just a cup of water or something. No, it's selfishness, it's self-centeredness that makes you have a thinking that goes in that line. No, And even if you think it's so, yes, the other partner also needs a gift. The person who gives the gifts all the time also needs gifts once in a while. Okay, let's look at point number 5. There's a lot here that we need to exhaust in this part 2 of this teaching, and not to carry over to any other parts. That's why I have to do some rushing. If there are issues that I do not understand, please, the comment section is there. I'm going to respond and give better explanation. Okay, let's look at point number 5. We're dealing with, what do women really want? What does a woman really want? And we're taking a deep dive into her thoughts, her feelings, and her desires. Now we're on point number 5. Women want, and they even desire men who take good care of them, especially when they are sick, especially when they are not well, not in sound health. They love men who take care of them. And every man, of course, every worthwhile man knows that he has to do this. They do it delightfully. They take care of their wives, not only when they are sick, even when they are in sound health. But women particularly take note of their husbands or their partners, taking care of them when they are sick. When they have issues, whether it's just physical body issues or mental issues or emotional issues or whatever, women take pay particular attention to the fact that these men stay with them, love them even in such times. Sometimes an accident can be the cause of a woman being an invalid, but somehow men pay attention to them, and women never forget. They also take particular note of men who love them even in the time of sickness or their situations. Okay, so we go to point number 6. What do women really want? They want men who share, their future plans with them. Okay, they want men who share their future plans with them. That's what women want. And I said it in the part 1 of this video that much as you want that, you have a right, for asking for anything. But much as you're asking for, to know the future plans of your partner, you should also disclose your plans, present and future plans, for your life. All should work together and everything should synchronize together. And let me also tell you that men do not disclose their future plans to their partners except they have confidence in them, except they have received a vote of confidence from such partners. And they discover that these partners don't have hidden agenda. Did you get that? I said, if your partner is not disclosing his future plans to you, number 1, it looks as if there is no vote of confidence. He has not received a vote of confidence from you. That's one. Then number 2, it's possible that if he suspects hidden agenda on your own part. And so take note of this, that it's not difficult for a man to disclose, whatever his plans are to his wife. After all, husband and wife are one. They do. Those who have this concept, those who understand this, those who understand that they're one, do disclose. After all, matters on the table. We discuss these things really, but it's not about wanting it, woman. It's about making it feasible by the way you act, by passing a vote of confidence, showing trust in your husband, in your partner, and then he can disclose anything to you by not having a hidden agenda concerning his plans and all of that. Because the day he discovers that, some of these things are leaked, to others, so that they can use against him, he is going to withhold this. All right. So, what do women really want? They want to know the future plans of their partners. Beautiful. But except your partner trusts you, that doesn't happen. That's the reality on ground. It's not what we teach or advocate, but that's the reality on ground. Okay, let's look at point number 9. In point number 9, I asked them, try to find out, is it just women that think they have, what they want? In the part 1 of this video, I mentioned the 4 A's. I mentioned of Florence Letour in her book. She mentioned the 4 A's. That is 4 wants. 4 wants of a woman that is codenamed A to A4, A1 to A4. Including acceptance up to whatever point. I mentioned it in the first part of this video. And now I try to find out from her. Didn't she think that men also want something? And so she has also stated here the 4S of men's wants which their wives or their partners should know. The number one S1 is sincerity. Men want sincerity. They want to know, that what they are talking, or what the woman is talking, or the man is talking, or something is important. Is important, to the listener. If a woman is going to come to a man to say something and all of that, it should be sure that what she's saying is important to the listener. And that's precisely very, very important. So these 4S are important to men. Just as the 4A's we mentioned in the part 1, please refer to in the first part of this video. For the 4A's, 4 wants of a woman codenamed A1 to A4. And now we're dealing with the 4S of wants of men, codenamed S1 to S4 by Florence Littauer. Okay, and I gave the spelling as Littauer as Littaeur. Okay, all right, let's look at, so the second part of the S2 is simplicity. Men want, to hear whatever the issue is. They want to hear the facts, and they want to the point, to be, very, very, clear. They want to get to the point. They don't want, clumsiness. They don't want, you're struggling to get to know what you are saying. These things have to be spelled out clearly, and so this is important to men. First, we had sincerity, S1 sincerity. Now S2 is simplicity, and S3 is sensitivity. Okay, they will open up, to their spouses when they're in the right place and they perceive there is the right time. Okay, men want the right place and the right time, and they're going to open up to their spouses. And I want women to understand this: the right place and the right time. Otherwise, the right information can become a wrong information if it comes at the wrong time, or if it comes, at the wrong place. All right, so S3 now we're saying is sensitivity, and of course S4 is stability. They want spouses who have composure. They're going to be discussing with spouses who have composure. They won't fall apart in the course of disclosing the issue or communication or something. The spouses will not fall apart. They want composure. So women, compose yourselves, build confidence, so that your spouse, your husband, your partner will feel as good as anything to be able to disclose whatever to you, no matter the information, no matter the shocking information, because he's confident that at the end of the day, you compose yourself, you put yourself together. This is very, very important. And I like to say these things that, sometimes people ask me, are you saying that there will no disagreement whatsoever in a relationship? My friend, it's inevitable. Disagreement is inevitable. It has happened for several reasons. Is it a cultural background of the person? Is it educational difference? Is it exposure or whatever? Is it status in life? Is it, whatever factors? Several factors, give rise to the differences. And so long as there are differences and all of that, then you should know that disagreement is inevitable. But there are factors, there are things to do when you talk in terms of disagreement. The conditions are that, number one, the disagreement should not lead, to being disrespectful. You have a right to disagree. Disagree respectfully. Disagree respectfully. Disagree respectfully. And don't belittle the other partner. Don't slander your partner. Don't attack your partner. A time of disagreement is not a time of attack. I mean, if this kind of attack it creates impression, you're not convinced about the point you're touting. You're not convinced about the point you're touting. And that's why, it's you're going to be using an attack or slander or whatever, on your spouse. No. If you do know what you are saying, if you understand your point, you're permitted to disagree, but disagree respectfully. Disagree without slandering your partner. Disagree without attacking your partner and all of that. So it's important that in good communication and all of that, it's important that a good communication, which has two basic factors of will and work. In good communication, there must be will and there must be work. You work hard to be seen to be effective communicator. That's what is important. It's very, very important, and it makes for closeness of the parties. I think, and I'm right, if I say that I discover that the individual's level of closeness to God does affect, what we say, good communication with his spouse. The individual, let me repeat that. The individual's level of closeness to his God is a factor towards good communication, good interaction with his partner, with his or her partner. Let me say his or her partner because it affects both the men and the women too. All right, so let's quickly hurry on to take note of that. Let's hurry on to point number 10. The difference talking about the woman wants a man who considers her as sexually attractive. All right, this is beautiful. So men, that's what they want. Consider them, say to them, you're sexually attractive. That's what they want. They feel good about this. Remember, we're dealing with what does the woman really want. And perhaps this is why you see them, somehow they have to expose some secret parts so that you look at it and say, yes, this is beautiful. But I think the women need to understand that there is no woman without laps. Everyone has it. No woman without navel. Everyone has it. No woman without a sexual, organ. Everyone have it. And all of that. And some even have more than one. So exposing your own doesn't make you that you are current or sexually attractive or something and all of that. It just creates impression that you don't price yourself high. That's as true as that. Okay, please take note. Women, yes, we'll give it to you, is sexually attractive. Every woman who is well behaved is sexually attractive. The point is not just about the skin. The point is the content of the character. A woman is as beautiful as his husband sees her. And women with husband sees her not just the physical. Someone else may see the physical structure of the woman, the physiology of the woman, and say, what a wonderful woman. What a beautiful woman. But the woman is beautiful in the eyes of the husband when she has character. Good character. Appreciable character. God bless you. Let's look at what does a woman really want. Point number 11. And say here, the woman wants, a man or a partner who cares for his parents. And sometimes they also want their partners to care also for their parents. So when a man or a partner cares much for his own, the man's own parents, and the woman is watching, this is how it should be. And it's especially if the man extends the care to the parents of his wife, of his partner, of his woman, then women go for such men. They love such men. So women love men. They love partners who care for their own parents, care for their parents, either side or both sides of it. Take notes of this. This is very important. I do know that a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and they are become one flesh. But at the end of the day, where is it written that the woman left the father or the mother? We need to be careful in taking care of the parents-in-laws that we have. They are parents given to us by the law. That's why they're called parents-in-law. A woman loves a man who takes care of his parents and the parents-in-law. All right, let's go on to point number 12. I said, what does the woman really want? Unfortunately, women want men who make them happy. Well, that's quite a good desire. That's quite okay. There's nothing wrong about that. But we like to tell the women that it's better for them to devise means by which they themselves, generate and hold happiness for themselves. If you're going to be dependent on a man who is with varied, form of temperaments here and there, a man that is perhaps the area of his weakness is what is quite noticeable, and he capitalizes on the area of his weakness instead of his strength, and then you are going to be expecting happiness from that kind of a man. Find a way of making yourself happy. Find a way. Everyone needs to generate and hold what the state of happiness. I remember a scripture, the first Samuel chapter 30, I think verse 6, he said David encouraged himself in the Lord. Women, you have a right to be encouraged by your partner, your husband, your friend. You have a right to. But at the same time, let his support, let his encouragement be only a support. You generate what? State of happiness for yourself. After all, For those who are Christians, they know that happiness it's not a fruit of the Spirit. It's joy that is a fruit of the Spirit. Happiness depends on circumstances. You just bought new things, you just married a new wife, you just bought new car, and all of those circumstances of life. So generate and hold happiness, not depending on your partner. This is what women want all the time. Unfortunately, some of them throw in the towel and just depend that their partner will give all the happiness they need in life. No, woman, think twice and adjust. Okay, let's look at next, and as we want to say. Maybe before I go to the next point, there are homes that if the mama is happy, then everybody will be happy or nobody's happy, depending on the kind of mama. There are some mama of the home, mothers of the home, if they are happy, they say, hey, today na wala. There are some that if they are happy, they say, everybody's going to be happy today. No. Find a way of what? Holding on to, generating and holding to happiness for yourself. So you can live long, you can survive longer, and take care of your life and your children and your grandchildren as God blesses you. Okay, let's quickly look at, that you must focus on the positive, not the negative part of it. It will make you happy. Okay, point number 13 now. Point number 13. I consulted a woman, Emily Banis, to find out. Emily Banis, mentioned a couple of things about her. She's a woman. And I want to know, what do you think is the best investment? Investment tips for a wife. What should men really do to make this woman, be satisfied and fulfilled and all of that? Being a woman, Emily gave us 5 tips. 5 tips. 5 tips of what? Investment for wives. That will bring about profitable and lasting, asset in a woman. Make a woman an asset in a profitable and lasting and durable way. So she said, these 5 investments are important for a woman. Number 1, that treat her with respect. So, these are important for men. Number 1, invest in your wife. Treat her with respect. Number 2, be a good listener to her. Be a good listener to her. It's an investment upon your wife. And number 3, honor her as your wife and the mother of your children. Even if you haven't had children now, a time is coming you will have children. If as yet you don't have children, honor her and treat her as a mother of your own children, either present children or children to be. This is an investment upon her. All right, number 4, provide the security she needs. A woman needs not only financial security, they also needs the physical security, they also needs the emotional security, and they need the spiritual security too. Everything can be in a home, but this woman is spiritually sick. There's something really wrong spiritually. So a woman needs security. That's why we said in part 1 of this video that men should pray up themselves, because their wives, some of them are very prayerful, but others believe their husbands are praying for them. Because when it gets to where there are issues, they allow men to be the head. But when there are no issues, they struggle for equality. So men, pray yourselves up so that there can be what we call spiritual security for your wife. Okay, I mentioned first I said treat your wife with respect. Second, I said be a good listener. The third one, I said honor her as a mother, your wife, and the mother of your children. And fourthly, I said provide the security she needs. The last of the 5 tips from the woman Emily Banis, concerning investment in one's wife, last of it. The 5th one is let her know that you are on the same team with her. Many times, our wives think that we are in different teams, as if there's something we are struggling for. In fact, I mentioned in one of the clips, I do not usually like the word opposite sex because it creates the impression there's a contest somewhere. I like the word other sex. A woman is the other sex. A man is the other sex to the woman. Not the opposite sex per se, because they are not struggling anything. They are not quarreling over anything. Everyone is designed beautifully, in his own way. Okay, so what I'm saying now is let the woman understand you are part of her team. You're not against her. You're not working against her. So she's not going to be struggling anything. Everyone is working together, complementing, one another, for the success and progress of the home. Okay. Then point number 14, what does a woman really want? We've discovered that women want, they love and desire men who are committed to the training, the task of what? Effectively training their children. They love men, they desire men who are committed, effectively committed to the task of training their children. Hey, and Proverbs 22 verse 6, I'm sure Christians remember that it's the train of a child, the way he should go when he's old, he will not depart from it. So women love men who are committed to this training. That's why men should really, really, really put their foot down and be committed to this training. All right, God is going to help us. So that's one of the things women love. They want men who pay attention to their children. They want men who give focus, to the children. Because it's not just about the money. It's not just about I pay the school fees, I bought the school uniforms and all of that. Attention is beyond that. And women love men who give attention to, their children. Okay, let's look at number 15 and on all of that. Sometimes women tend to make very grievous mistake of thinking that the thinking pattern of a man is like theirs. What do they really want? They think men. Okay, let's look at the structure, the brain structure of a man, for instance. There are women who do not understand that the brain structure, brain orientation of a man is of the left, what we call left hemisphere. The left hemisphere is the brain orientation of a man. And what does this do? This it's controlling. It has a tendency to be controlling, verbal, and very logical. Very, very logical. It's not the same brain pattern, for a woman. A woman's brain, orientation is a right hemisphere. A right hemisphere. And what does that, gender? It creates room for intuition. She's emotional. There's spatial ability. I mean, time and space, and all of that. Time and space, spatial ability of a woman. Intuition is high. Emotionality is high. And then, of course, time and space is important for them. But for men, they have the the brain of a man is oriented to the left hemisphere and is controlling. And it has to, they are very, as far as they're concerned, very logical in their thinking. The more a woman understands this, then the less conflict there will be. Women want men who think like them. It won't work because by design, their brain structure and orientation is not the same. I'm not going to repeat here. I've said it, I think, twice or so. I'm not talking about putting a woman's brain in an MRI machine, which I said in the last. Look at the part 1. Please, when you listen to part 1, you know a lot about that. But now I'm talking about the orientation of the brain. That's why, you see, as far as men is concerned, they because of their logical thinking, they tend to be, isolated. They love to be alone, and that kind of melancholic, temperament thing, and they are threatened by intimacy, the closeness. But for a woman that with the right hemisphere, of brain orientation, as far as a woman is concerned, what even intimidates her, what she dislikes, what she hates is separation or loneliness. A woman, the femininity in a woman, it needs intimacy, it needs the attachment and all of that, not to be separated. You see the difference? While one person is task-oriented and all of that, performance-oriented, the man's also task-oriented, performance-oriented, and is threatened by intimacy. The other one, as far as you're concerned, intimacy is a portion, and she loves that relation, that closeness. Is intimidated by separation. You don't want to be separated. You don't want to break loose. You don't want to be, alone. Understand this, woman. It's important for you to have a very beautiful, marriage and relationships and all of that. You can be fulfilled. But let me say this. You might say, well, these things, are they not difficult? They are not. You see, like an artist, begin loving like an apprentice. You want me to say that again? Begin loving like an apprentice. An apprentice starts it raw and crude. He starts it gradually, makes progress. So begin loving like an apprentice. Over time, you become a master of the art. It's a gradual process. All right, let's quickly go on so that we'll not overshoot the time, for this video. Point number 16 now, what does the woman really want? Many women do not know that their actions are mirroring, or it's a reflection, have a reflection upon their husbands. Women should know. They feel they can act as they wish, express themselves, as they wish, whether verbally or whether, tenderly or violently. They feel they can do it their ways, it's their world and all of that. Yes, it's okay. We share the world. We're not going to say it's a man's world anymore, because women are part of the world. But what we are saying is that if you are married, if you have a partner, or if you intend to get married tomorrow, to have a partner tomorrow, then you are saying that your actions are going to be reflecting on your partner. Sometimes a woman behaves out there and says in such a terrible way that is the man that is even ashamed. Madam, stop, it's okay. Say, no, let me teach her a lesson. Who does she think she is? But it's the husband that is even ashamed, or the partner that is even ashamed. And so we're saying that women do not know. They do not know there's a mirror image of their actions on their husband. There's a mirror image of their actions or reactions upon their husbands or their partners or their families. And they carry this kind of, very, very unfortunate image about and all of that, because of the actions and all of that. Women need to be told, what do they want? They want to overreact and show they are this, they are that. Who are they competing with? Please let them be told there's a mirror image. How you act there, your husband is going to be linked to it. Man, how you act there, your wife is going to be linked to it. You don't see that's the woman that was fighting in the street. That's her husband there. That's the son. That's the son of that woman that was, walking naked there. That's a reflection. That is a mirror image of your actions. Women, be told. All right, let's look at point number 17 quickly. I'm racing down. Now it says, women love men who say, I'm sorry. That's interesting. Who wouldn't love them? Don't ask me if they themselves are quick in saying, I'm sorry. To a woman, many women, or most women, they are always right. As far as they're concerned, they're always right. Never wrong. In fact, if they are wrong, it's their right to be wrong. They don't easily say, I'm sorry. And I dare say that such ones, don't keep relationships. They don't keep relationships. Could you want me to make more progress on that? Such ones are the ones that instead of building bridges, build walls between their partners. In their relationship, they build walls instead of bridges. You know what walls do? Walls divide, walls separate, but bridges connect. So women who are that type, who are so egoistic and stubborn, arrogant and whatever, that they cannot even bow to say, I'm sorry when they have offended, such ones are the type that build walls of separation, not bridge that connects. God will have mercy upon them. Every one of us should be willing, including men, to say, I'm sorry. If you've done something wrong, I'm sorry. We're all limited by knowledge, but we are not... we are finite in our understanding. It's only God that's infinite and all of that. So I'm sorry, shouldn't be a lacking language in a marriage or a partnership. But if a woman is not, encouraged enough, is not strong enough, is not emotionally strong enough to say I'm sorry, she has some issues. And that woman needs to be taught to do so. Okay. While you're enjoying a man saying I'm sorry, you too should learn to say you're sorry and say it from sincerity of your heart. All right. Point number 18. Let's look at number 18. Every woman loves a man who permits her to have to be financially independent, to have financial freedom. Now, a man can provide everything for a woman, everything she needs, provide for her and all of that. But at the end of the day, the woman still needs to have financial freedom. She wants to be sure that she's financially independent. Now, we're not even saying this because of what could happen, eventualities of life that take place, but we're saying it is just a desire. It is what the women want, that somehow, even if they are stay-at-home mothers, while the working class mothers operating their accounts and everything and do what they want with their monies, because most husbands don't even care what you do with your money. All you just need to do is present, you've been paid, this is it, this is what I plan to do, this is what we should add up to do, and this and that. The man doesn't take the money. That most husbands that I know don't do that. Some do on agreement and all of that. But what we are saying is that even if it's a working class, mother and wife or partner and all of that, yes, she should have financial freedom on the basis of agreement with her partner. If she is a stay-at-home mother, she also needs a financial freedom, financial what? Independence of a class. She should be permitted to have what? Either a purse of her own, account of her own, and manage resources, in her own account. They love men who permit them, to be financially free, financial independence. Okay, let's look at second to the last point now. As I raise down, women love men who do not publicly disgrace them. They don't publicly disgrace them or humiliate them. Oh Lord, I thank you so much for biblical example like Joseph Heli. In Matthew chapter 1, verses 19 and 20, we read, those of us who are Christians, those who are not Christians can also refer to the Bible. In Matthew chapter 1, verses 19 and 20, we saw Joseph Heli, who was espoused. He was engaged, to Mary, the mother of Jesus. He was engaged to Mary. But before they came together, he found that she was already pregnant. How can you do this? We haven't met and all of that. And he was really disturbed and thinking. Naturally, every man will be. The Bible says he was thinking on his own how to privately, how to secretly, send Mary away. Not to make her a public ridicule, a public disgrace. Somehow, if a man humiliates his wife in the public, he has humiliated himself. Did the Bible not say 2 are 1? Once you've humiliated your partner out there in the public, you have humiliated yourself. So women love men, even if you need to correct them, let it be in the privacy of your home or somewhere in a private place. They love men who are sensible enough to know that. They love men who are controlled, who are not so temperamental as to forget that fact that their wives need this kind of protection too. It's part of emotional protection. So don't humiliate your wife out there. Women love men who are controlled. No matter how they offend such husbands or their partners, they don't stand there and lambast them and then, insult them in the public and all of that. Because if you turn your wife to carpet, what they call carpet, everybody will walk on her. Everybody will walk past her. Everybody will trample on her. So men, take note of this. Women love, men who, know what to do at any point in time, and all of that. Okay, let's look at the last point then and wrap up this on this video. The women love men, partners who tell them how good cooks they are. This is interesting, isn't it? They love men to tell them you're a good cook. I do pray that they have learned to cook well. Many women are good cooks indeed, but not all. Many women are good cooks. Generation that is on now, that is past, the generation of the old that are now the elderly, they can cook. But the generation we have now, the young girls right now, all they do is indomie. They cook in tea indomie. And they want to assume that once they get married, the man is a wealthy man, he's going to get a house girl, he's going to get somebody to come and be cooking. They don't know that gradually, they'll be selling off their right and their home. If a lady will not know how to cook, you won't settle down and learn how to cook. Tomorrow, go and expect your husband to say, what you mixed and put on the table is good food, that you're a good cook. They want you to say it, even when they themselves know it's not good enough. But I want to pray today. My sincere prayer is, at this point in time, is that God will help. We want marriages to be together. We want love and understanding. We want the families to be at peace. So we are saying, what does a woman really want? And we have come up with all of these points so that a man will be knowledgeable enough, will know enough to be able to know how to, walk his home. How to live in his home with a woman, whether it's your wife or somebody in your office there or somebody in your neighborhood. A woman is 20% of them is the same. A woman is a woman. A woman may be improved by level of education. A woman may be improved by social status. A woman may be improved by financial level. A woman may be improved by exposure. A woman may be improved by the environment she is. But the woman intrinsically, a woman is a woman. God bless you. Help us to be able to work with them. Amen.